Hello everybody. If you want to read all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short Story 715, The Sketchbook, Upper Beginner. A story about bullying at school was suggested by PAT, or Pat, on freefortalk.com. Thank you. Leo was 15 years old. He was a new student at Green Park School in London. Leo was a quiet boy. He was often shy in big groups. He worked hard in maths and science, but his favourite subject was art. He carried a blue sketchbook with him everywhere. Every day at lunchtime, a student named Sam waited for Leo. Sam was tall and strong. He was often loud and aggressive. "Give me your crisps," Sam said on Monday. Leo looked at the floor and gave him the packet of crisps. "Move out of my way," Sam said on Tuesday. He pushed Leo against the wall in the corridor. Leo did not say anything. He was afraid. He did not want to cause trouble, so he stayed silent. He felt very alone. On Wednesday, Leo sat in the corner of the school canteen. It was noisy, but Leo was in his own world. He was drawing a picture of a detailed tree in his sketchbook. Suddenly a shadow fell over the page. Leo looked up. It was Sam. "What's this rubbish?" Sam asked unkindly. He grabbed the blue sketchbook from Leo's hands. "Please, give it back," Leo said. His voice shook a little. Sam laughed. "Come and get it." Sam threw the book across the room. It landed in a rubbish bin full of food. The other students watched, but nobody moved. They were afraid of Sam too. Leo felt hot tears in his eyes. He walked to the bin and took out his book. The pages were stained with sauce and water. His drawing was ruined. He felt angry and sad. He wanted to run home. Then a girl named Sarah walked over to his table. "Are you okay?" she asked gently. "No," Leo answered. "Sam is a bully," Sarah said firmly. "You must tell a teacher. You cannot let him treat you like this." Leo looked at his damaged drawing. He took a deep breath. Sarah was right. Silence was not the answer. "I will tell Mr. Harris," Leo said. Mr. Harris was the art teacher. He was a kind and fair man. Leo walked to the art room. His heart beat fast. He knocked on the door. "Come in," Mr. Harris said. Leo showed the teacher his dirty sketchbook. He explained everything about Sam. He spoke about the stolen lunch, the pushing, and the insults. Mr. Harris listened carefully. He did not interrupt. When Leo finished, Mr. Harris looked serious. "I am very sorry, Leo," he said. "Bullying is not acceptable in this school. You were very brave to tell me. I will handle this immediately." The next day, Sam was not in the canteen. He was in the head teacher's office. Sam's parents were there too. The school took the situation very seriously. Sam was suspended from school for 1 week. When Sam returned to school, he did not speak to Leo. He stayed far away. The bullying stopped completely. Leo sat with Sarah at lunch that day. He opened a brand new sketchbook. He picked up his pencil and began to draw. This time he drew a lion. Leo did not feel afraid anymore. He felt safe. And he finally had a voice. Vocabulary notes. Sketchbook. Noun. Definition. A book with blank, empty pages that is used for drawing or sketching, rather than writing. Artists use this to practice ideas. Example. He carried a blue sketchbook with him everywhere. Similar words. Drawing pad. Art book. Notepad. Aggressive. Adjective. Definition. Behaving in an angry and violent way towards another person. An aggressive person looks like they want to attack or fight. Example. He was often loud and aggressive. Similar words. Hostile. Violent. Angry. Threatening. Corridor. Noun. Definition. A long passage in a building, like a school, hotel, or office, with doors that lead into rooms. In American English, this is often called a hallway. Example, he pushed Leo against the wall in the corridor. Similar words, hallway, passage, hall. Ruined, adjective, verb. Definition, to destroy or spoil something completely so that it cannot be used or enjoyed anymore. Example, his drawing was ruined. Similar words, destroyed, spoiled, wrecked, damaged. Suspended, verb, passive voice. Definition, to be officially stopped from going to school or work for a specific period of time as a punishment. It is usually temporary, not forever. Example, Sam was suspended from school for 1 week. Similar words, sent home, removed, temporarily excluded. Story written by Gemini. Image created by Gemini. To read all the stories, content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. CC Music, drifting at 432 Hz, Unicorn Heads.
All right, today we're going to dive into a story called The Sketchbook. It's this really powerful tale about what it actually takes to find your voice, especially when you feel like you just don't have one.
And this right here, this single sentence is pretty much the heart of the whole story. It's that big realization, that turning point. We're going to really unpack this idea, because it's that exact moment someone decides, nope, being quiet just isn't an option anymore.
Okay, so let's get started. First up, we need to meet our main character. His name is Leo, and really, his entire world revolves around what he can create with just a pencil and some paper. So here's the rundown on Leo. He's 15, he's the new kid at school, and yeah, he's pretty quiet, kind of shy. But the thing you really need to know about him is that blue sketchbook. It's not just for his drawings, it's his safe space, his sanctuary. It's how he communicates when he doesn't use words. It's basically a part of him.
Of course, every story needs some conflict, right? And for Leo, that conflict shows up in the form of another student, a kid named Sam. And this is where Leo's quiet little world is about to get completely turned upside down.
The story is really specific about the word it uses for Sam, aggressive. And that's important, because it's not just about being mean. It's about a behavior that's angry, even violent. Understanding this word is totally key to getting the kind of threat Leo is up against.
And check this out. This shows so clearly that the bullying wasn't just a one-time thing. It was a pattern, and it was escalating. Look at the timeline. On Monday, he's stealing his food. On Tuesday, he's physically intimidating him. And by Wednesday, he goes after the one thing that means everything to Leo. I mean, just picture it for a second. There's Leo, totally in his own world, drawing this amazing, detailed tree in the middle of a loud canteen. And then this voice just cuts through everything. What is this rubbish? It's so much more than a question, isn't it? It's a direct attack on what he loves, on who he is.
And then it gets physical. Sam doesn't just stop at insulting the art. He actually grabs the sketchbook and just throws it across the room into a bin full of food. The one thing Leo has to express himself is literally treated like garbage in front of the whole school. So his drawing wasn't just, smudged or torn. It was ruined, totally spoiled. Just think about that feeling for a sec, when you've poured your heart and soul into something, and then in an instant, it's just gone, destroyed. That's the gut punch of this moment right there.
But right at this moment, when Leo must feel completely and utterly alone, an ally shows up. And this is a huge pivot in the story. It all changes thanks to a girl named Sarah, who saw the whole thing and decided she wasn't going to stay quiet.
And what Sarah does is so important. She doesn't just go, "Hey, are you okay?" She gives him a clear path, a way out. Her words are so firm but also so supportive. You must tell a teacher. See, she's not just offering comfort, she's offering a real solution. She's empowering him to actually do something. So now, Leo is at this major crossroads. He's got two choices. He can take the path of silence, which pretty much guarantees more fear, more isolation, more of the same suffering. Or, with Sarah in his corner, he can choose the path of action. Yeah, it's going to take courage,
but it's the only one that offers any potential for real, actual change.
Okay, so let's see how this all builds up to the climax of the story. This next part is all about what's going on inside Leo's head, that internal battle, and his final, incredibly brave decision to break his own silence.
You know, I absolutely love how this is broken down. It shows us that bravery isn't some giant, impossible leap. It's actually a series of small, totally manageable steps. First, he listens to his friend. Then, he just takes a deep breath. He makes a decision. He physically walks to the teacher. And then, he speaks his truth. It makes courage feel like something any of us could do.
So, the big question is, what happens when Leo finally speaks up? Well, this next part is all about the immediate fallout, the direct consequences of that one courageous act.
And this is the reaction he gets from his art teacher, Mr. Harris. Just notice. He doesn't question him. He doesn't doubt him for a second. He validates him. He calls him brave, and he promises to handle it right away. This is such a perfect example of why it matters so much who you choose to talk to.
And the school actually follows through. Sam is suspended, and we can see what that means. It's not just a warning or a slap on the wrist. This was a real, official consequence for his actions. The system actually worked, and it worked because Leo took that leap of faith and trusted it.
And here it is, the outcome, stated so plainly but so powerfully. The bullying stopped, and not just for a little while, it stopped completely. That one single act of speaking up shattered the entire cycle. But you know what? The story doesn't just end there, with the bully getting punished. It ends with Leo's own transformation. This is really about what changes inside of him long after he found his voice.
And this final image is just wow. It's so fantastic. He doesn't just go back to drawing trees or whatever. He gets a brand new sketchbook. And this time, he draws what he feels. He draws a lion. I mean, what a perfect symbol for the courage and the strength he discovered was inside him all along.
So when we boil it all down, what are the big lessons here? Well, first off, silence is what lets bullying grow. It's the bully's best friend. Second, having just one person in your corner, an ally like Sarah, can literally change everything. Third, speaking up isn't just an idea. It's bravery in action. And finally, and this is probably the most important one, finding your voice, that's real power.
And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? This whole story shows the incredible power of an ally. So take a second and think. Who in your life might need that Sarah? Who might need that gentle nudge? And maybe more importantly, how can you be that person for someone else? How can you be the one who doesn't just stand by and watch, but steps in and says, hey, you can't let them treat you like this.